Hello, everyone. I am Derica Elwood. I am the founder of Saving Lives Together, a nonprofit company promoting general wellness and specifically my passion, suicide prevention through mental health. I want to say thank you to all of those who have subscribed, and I want to encourage you, anyone listening, to like, follow, share, and subscribe. Today, I have a special guest, Tawana Armstrong, here to chat with me about mental readiness with teams and directors. Hi, Tawana. Thank you so
Hi.
much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you?
I'm doing good. It's a good day.
Hey, it's a good day and it's a Monday.
Life is good. Yes,
Are you okay if we just dive in?
absolutely.
Will you tell us a little bit of background about yourself and why you chose the professional path that you chose?
I'd be glad to. So I did work in corporate America for about 25 plus years. My last year there, they did some changes to the organization. My job moved to Arizona. I had a 16-year-old daughter who was about to go into her senior year, and I just couldn't do it, couldn't move her. So decided to stay here, severed the relationship, and decided to go out on my own. So I started a nonprofit and a for-profit.
Wow.
The for-profit is all around the leadership skills I was able to develop. I wanted to be able to share that with others, young and old, help them become the best leaders they could be.
Wow, that's so interesting. Will you share a little bit about those leadership skills and how you developed them?
Yes. I was very fortunate to work for a company who invested in their employees. And I believe that's what we're hearing now. Employees want to know that their employers value them. And one of those opportunities to show that is to do the investment. And I, again, very fortunate to work for a company that somewhat opened the doors to employees, creating that reciprocal loyalty. As long as we're getting the mission accomplished, we're going to pour into you so that you can become effective. So based on that, I was able to lead some very effective teams using my team building skills, using my ability to make sure that I customize development for each individual.
Wow.
When I left that job, I wanted to create that same atmosphere for others. So I started It's Personal Enterprises, and I truly believe that your leadership journey is personal. Ergo, it's personal to me. So I work with individuals who my first and foremost priority is that you have to be self-aware. And that's whether you're leading teams or leading yourself. I focus a lot on leading self, having individuals go through exercises that ensures their self-awareness all the way up to self-actualization. Working with my nonprofit, I'm finding more and more, one of my initiatives is educationals. More and more I'm finding as I work with teens, I work with some students at Rockland High School and Whitney High School. I am finding that the environment that they are in, they are also needing that attention to mental health. So I am hoping to create with them that level of understanding that you too are important to me. Your journey is personal to you, ergo it's personal for me. Mm-hmm. Building within a level of value that they can continue to carry forward. I met with them over the weekend, and it was so exciting to see them engage and interact with each other. I apologize if I'm rambling, but I get so excited. I get so excited when I see them. The groups are the Black Student Union. So there's an organization at Rockland High School and one at Whitney High School. I met with the officers. We did some strategic planning so that they can have the best phenomenal year that they can have. So we did some planning around what does that look like in your office. What goal will you set for your position? What goals will you have for the organization as a whole? And I told them, life happens. You can set these goals and these objectives, but if anything comes along that disrupts that, reach out, ask for help. I made sure each one of them had my number to contact me if there was anything that I could do, but I also encouraged them to check in with one another throughout the year. That is the support that all of us need. Right. Recently, DE and I work. I also do some work in diversity, equity, inclusion.
What don't you do?
I know. I do some work around D&I. Well, now we've added a B. We've added belonging or belongingness. And belonging or belongingness in my work has shown that it's an art and a science. Oh. It's an art because it's unique to everyone. It's a science because research shows that we're able to capture and measure that feeling, that innateness, that inherentness, that need to belong in infants as young as 2 weeks old. Wow. So mental health, to me, starts as young as 2 weeks old when we want to belong. We want to be accepted. And I know for teenagers that we can all remember the awkwardness of being a teenager, but wanting to fit in. I don't want my kids to fit in. I want them to belong. Belonging and fitting in, two different environments.
Can you go into that a little bit? Like, what are those two different environments?
Belongingness or belonging, you accept me as I am. I show up as my authentic self, whatever I want to show up as. I want to show up as this Black woman who is strong, who is leading a for-profit and a nonprofit. I want you to accept me as that individual. Fitting in means that I have to now curtail my authentic self, fitting into something that others want me to fit in order to be accepted by them. I want my students to belong. I want them to be able to accept themselves as they are. I want anyone that I work with to belong as opposed to fitting in.
I'm like mind blown because it definitely takes one, it takes knowledge, but it also takes focus to understand that. One, to have a self-awareness for yourself, but to be able to teach that and coach that, right? Can you give me an example for you of when did your self-awareness truly hit and where it was that wake-up call?
I would say right around the time I started my businesses was my wake-up call with respect to, hey, I am fine just the way I am. When I made the decision that I was not going to move my daughter, I knew the ramifications with respect to I was going to have to sever that relationship with this company that I had worked for. My identity somewhat was infused with that organization because I did a good job. I know I did a good job. And I know the reason why it was reciprocated in my being effective at the organization, my longevity there. When I had to sever that relationship, I really and truly had to find out, okay, so what is the next step for Tawana? What do you want to do? I did a lot of soul searching. I knew my daughter, my 16-year-old, beautiful, phenomenal daughter, that I had to make sure that whatever I did, it was going to be a role model for her because I knew she was watching me. When I made that decision and decided I have more to offer, that's how I got the name of my business. It's Personal Enterprises. This is all personal for me. Mm-hmm. If I work with anyone, I want you to be self-aware. I am not going to just accept a client or take a client just because I can work with you. I need to know that there's a level of self-awareness within you that our working relationship is going to be beneficial for both of us. And I have had clients where I did not sense that level of self-awareness. I did not get a sense that my working with them through the exercises were going to make sure that we had this beneficial relationship. And I have directed them to others that I thought, hey, this person here will work better with you than myself. A lot of that is around people who are looking for life coaches. And I will tell everyone up front, I am not a life coach. I am not.
That's why I'm here.
Yes. I am not a life coach. Part of that is my self-awareness within myself. Because if I work with you and you're wanting a life coach, I get a sense that, oh no, my motherness comes out. Mm-hmm. And I want to mother you. And I want to tell you this is direction. And that is not good for either one of us. Yeah. I am a leadership coach. We identify where you want to be, and we work backwards from there to develop a plan that's going to get you there. So that level of self-awareness that you asked me about, that you've asked me about, that's how I built that. I only want to work with those who are really self-aware, I have exercises that I can take you through to help reach that level of self-awareness. Again, all the way up to self-actualization, getting you to a place where you accept yourself. My nonprofit that I started, See My Child, and I absolutely love it. There's 4 initiatives in my nonprofit. I focus on kids, showcasing kids doing phenomenal things in their neighborhood. I do the educational forums around DEI and B. I work with students around that educational forum, helping them become really self-aware leaders. This fall, I'm hoping to offer scholarships starting really, really small, but we'll grow. I know we will grow.
Absolutely.
I had 3 friends who have passed away from high school, so I have 3 scholarships that I will be offering this fall. One is around athletics and academics, fine arts and academics, and one is just purely academics. But working with my nonprofit, and my 4th one, I apologize, Unity Community Events in the Neighborhood. Here in Placer County, I do the MLK March. This will be our 5th anniversary in January. I look forward to seeing you there.
Congratulations. I'll be there.
You. And we did the 2nd annual Juneteenth event, as well as there's some other events that we put on throughout the course of the fiscal year and things like that. So when you ask me about how did I reach my level of self-awareness, it really was at that turning juncture of now you've got to make it happen. And what does that look like? I knew I was capable, knew I had a lot to offer. So that even turned into me starting my nonprofit and my for-profit January of 2020. And then we know what happened in March of 2020. The pandemic. Had to do some pivoting, able to survive. And you know what? I tell everyone, life is good. Life is good because I really and truly think that I am so self-aware. I'm doing what I am called to do. And I tell everyone, I am bound and determined. I will make a difference.
I love hearing from you. And I'm so thankful that you came on today.
Oh, thank you for having
shared
me.
your heart, shared mental readiness, and just even your coaching skills. I mean, you gave us 4 initiatives that we can all utilize.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So at least we know where to come when we want to dive in even further and be self-aware of ourselves.
Absolutely.
I just want to say thank you so much for coming and joining the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. It has been my pleasure.
You're awesome. And thank you so much to our audience for joining us. We treasure you. And if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe. I am your wellness coach, Derica Elwood.